So there's a lot of property on the market at the moment, so a lot of homes that could be competing with your property. So you need to make sure that it's standing out the best it can. Kia ora everyone, it's Chris here from Bayleys. So Happy New Year, welcome to 2025. Figured we'd take a moment just to talk about what's happening with the market, some of the stats from the back end of last year, just in case you're thinking about your property this year. So if you look at 2024, really the big thing that changed in the market was the interest rate situation. So as of August, we saw the Reserve Bank reduce the official cash rate, put through 3 rounds of reductions, which has then come through into home loan rates. So yeah, looking a bit better on that side. If you check what our agents are reporting on the ground, so what they've seen off the back of those lower interest rates is more inquiry and more sort of activity around properties, but not so much pressure on prices just yet. Looking at the stats from the end of last year, so these are the Real Estate Institute stats for November 2024. Basically where we got to was on sales activity, so it's like the number of properties that we're selling. We're starting to see some improvements come through, and those levels are actually looking relatively normal compared to what we would have seen in like 2017 to 2019 before all the craziness happened with interest rates. As for house prices, so they were largely tracking sideways during 2024. We did see a very slight rise at the back end of 2024, although it's too early to pick if that's an actual trend or if that might be unwound and just sort of continue to track sideways for the moment. And certainly our agents are not reporting any significant pressure on prices at the moment. The other big stats trend from last year was high stock on market, so high numbers of homes for sale. And if you look at realestate.co's data, they were showing basically record levels of stock on the market. And if you look at November and December last year, significantly higher stock on market than the same time last year. So it just creates a bit more distraction for buyers if they're looking to purchase. And if you check back on our channel in about a week or maybe subscribe to our channels, you'll see some further updates as the first sets of stats come through for January. Now, just to add into those market stats, at Bayleys we run a quarterly sentiment survey across our network. So this covers our agents, property managers and mortgage brokers, just to see what they're seeing at the coalface. Now, for December 2024, so the latest results, what we saw was that most of them were reporting neutral market conditions. So not weak, not strong, but just sort of sitting in the middle, which is actually good given that a lot of them were reporting weak earlier in the year. They're generally seeing the market as improving, which is also good. As part of these surveys, we also ask our network around the issues that they're seeing. On the buy side, the key thing that they're seeing is less urgency from buyers just due to high levels of stock on the market, so a bit of distraction for your buyers. And then on the sales side, one of the key issues is price expectations for vendors being above sort of reasonable market levels. So those are the 2 core issues. Now, if you bring all that together, a couple of things just to think about, right? So first is that if you're looking to transact this year, one of the good things right now anyway is that the market's quite stable. So you don't have prices going out of control or anything like that, and that's quite good for planning. So if you look to sell and then maybe buy, you don't have to worry as much about prices going out of control and sort of leaving you behind. So it's one of the cool things at the moment. On the topic of buying, finance availability does remain an issue in the market. It's a little bit harder to navigate things like mortgage approvals. If you need assistance in that space, you're welcome to reach out to Vega, so it's part of the Bayleys group on our mortgage brokerage side, and they can help you to navigate mortgage approvals and also get the best interest rates. Now on the selling side, there's 2 things to be thinking about. The first is if you're looking to sell your property, getting a good appraisal of the property, so like an honest and reliable appraisal that's built up on relevant sales. One of the issues that we do see in the market at the moment is you'll see some agents basically overestimating the value of a property to try and get the listing. What that can do is create a lot of stress, delay, and maybe even missing out on a good offer if your expectations are too high. So if you're talking to an agent around the appraisal of your property, just make sure you understand the sales that it's backed on, and have a think about whether they are highly relevant to your property or if they're sort of better or worse than your property, and that will help to get you in a good position to sell, particularly as an offer comes in. The other thing is smart marketing. So there's a lot of property on the market at the moment, so a lot of homes that could be competing with your property. So you need to make sure that it's standing out the best it can. This might mean that you need to do a couple of minor things to your property to get the photography looking good, and then working with your agents around the design of the advertising to make sure that it's getting in front of the buyers that it needs to. So we'll wrap this video up here. We'll be back in about a week's time with the latest stats for 2025. And if you want to learn a bit more about what's happening in your local area, then please feel welcome to reach out to your local Bayleys team. Super happy to have a chat about recent sales in your location and just give you a sense about what's happening at the coalface. And yeah, we'll see you next time.